An amazing thing about bodies is that you don't have to comment on someone's body.
People in general, especially with the internet age, feel far too comfortable commenting on other people's bodies, just making statements, observations, judgments. We have a body obsessed culture, a fat phobic body obsessed culture that is wild. I just do not approve of how flippant people make remarks about what other people look like. And as someone that has gone through a pretty long journey with self-consciousness and body dysmorphia and bullying and all the rest, I want to make sure that people understand how deeply rooted this is for a lot of human beings, but for more men than any and boys than anyone realizes. And specifically with like bigorexia nervosa, which is the body dysmorphic disorder that encourages, not encourages, but like forces boys and men to feel, or anyone who's suffering from it, to feel that they need to be bigger and stronger, and they just need to pursue huge muscles, and they don't see themselves accurately in the mirror and think that like being small is terrible. That is a form of dysmorphia that's becoming more and more widespread with internet culture and bodybuilding, and yeah.
Something really important here, if you're a parent watching this for any reason, or like a sibling, like definitely go check out the feeds for what the men in your life are looking at. Because I can say, as a especially on TikTok, like TikTok ads for men are some of the most toxic BS I've ever seen. Last summer, there was a brand, Young LA, Youngla, I don't really know how it's pronounced. They had ambassadors or affiliates or whoever who were doing ads that were basically telling men if their breasts look a certain way, that they had gynecomastia. And these were other teenage boys telling other teenage boys that they had a medical condition because of the way that their chests looked. That is not okay. That is not something any brand should be getting affiliated with. That is not something a child has the ability to diagnose in another child. And I say this because I remember when I was a kid, there was a 60-minute segment on gynecomastia, but it was first kind of getting like popularized in the discourse. And I've, just like you, struggled with body dysmorphia, struggled with body confidence. I used to be 280 pounds. I thought I had gynecomastia for like a decade because to me, that was the only way to explain away what my physical person looked like. And so seeing these things come back around in a way where people are using it to shame or put in a seed of doubt in someone about their appearance to sell a product is toxic AF. So, and it only gets even worse, to your point, when we start moving in the other direction, because you'll see of men being like, if you've got these, you want to look like these, you got to do this every single day. Like the shame that is a huge part of this is so troublesome and irksome to me, because we're not helping boys and men when we do that.
I am sorry that you experienced that and thought that you had a medical condition
Because of Mike Wallace.
Yeah, because of Mike Wallace. Jeez. I think that, so my experience now as an adult man that fits some of the stereotypes or like ideals of, like, I'm not saying I have this like crazy physique. I don't have like a huge six pack, and I'm sure bodybuilders absolutely, like, the looks maxing community would come for me for sure and be like, oh, bro is like actually not blah blah blah, all he thinks he is. But generally speaking, the way that I am received through the world and the way that I move through the world is I'm a 6'4", 225-pound man that has grown into some athleticism and musculature that is closer to what we tell people is the ideal for male bodies. And that gives me the unique experience of being like, hey, I like made it, and it's not all that.
Yeah.
It really is not everything that you thought it was. I still have a lot of self-consciousness around what I look like, not as much as I used to, but like I get flare-ups as well of like, the social media feeds of men and fitness influencers who seem to be incredibly vascular and ripped and jacked or whatever, like that still affects me and makes me think comparatively. Moreover, when I meet men in person and boys in person, sometimes they will, like, within seconds of meeting me, make some sort of comment about my body, about how I am like an ideal. Like when I started my high school program, a lot of boys would like comment like, oh, bro has like the white LeBron physique, or like bro's physique is like literally has the dream physique or something like that. And then some men that I've met on men's retreats and in men's work contexts will like be like, oh, I feel like I need to put my like, if we were all at the pool or something, I will walk out, and then guys have been like, oh, I feel like I need to put my shirt on right now. Like we've got the Greek guy, and I don't know how this is landing for you or how this is landing for the viewer right now, but how I receive those things is it's not a compliment
Yeah.
necessarily, because you're making a disparaging remark about yourself
Yeah.
that is prompted because you saw me. So what that does for me emotionally is be like, whoa, just by virtue of existing, I make you feel bad about yourself.
Yeah, that's not.
And so I want to leave now because I don't want to have made you feel bad. Right? That sucks. Second of all, I wasn't thinking about my body at all. I was just walking up and wanting to like talk to people and hang out, or like I'm about to deliver this lesson to a high school program. And now all of a sudden I am hyper conscious of the space that my body takes up, which I already try to be mindful of since I am a large man in this world. And I know that a lot of people will be like, well, welcome to the reality of so many other people, so many women. Like we are constantly, we women are constantly made to feel perceived and like, aware of their bodies, sexualized and all of that. So this is just my like version of that for myself. So the TLDR is if you're a boy, parent, whatever, whoever watching this, a boy or a parent or someone who loves men or whatever, or a man watching this, there is no such thing as an ideal body. There's no such thing as a perfect body. There are just bodies, and we should all aspire to feel a sense of neutrality about how our bodies look, and then a sense of gratitude and excitement about the fact that we have bodies
It can do things.
that can do things.
Yeah.
And really, that is something I try to cultivate all the time. And you've seen me do this on hikes and just in meditation moments and stuff. Like I will literally be like, I'm so grateful to have legs. I'm so grateful to have lungs. I'm so great. Like I'll yell out because I'm trying to cultivate that in myself.
An emphasis on yell. Definitely.
Yeah, I'll yell, I'll scream.
I'm curious just to backtrack for a second, because you said, I've kind of achieved the ideal, or what some people would call the ideal.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you move through the world at times with like pretty privilege? That term that gets thrown around.
100%, dude.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, no, absolutely. I think that that's the case. I
Mm.
think that it's like, it is significant,
Mhm.
and also in other ways it is not as significant as
Mhm.
like the looks maxing or red pill or manosphere community want to say that it is.
Right.
But I say that again from the position of privilege. So I know that there's a lot of discourse from people who are considered ugly by beauty standards,
Traditional patriarchal
that
standards. Yeah.
like, hey, you have no room to talk because my life does suck. People don't give me a second glance. People don't smile at me as much. People don't XYZ. And I feel for that. But I will also say that I'm very like a high energy, high kindness max, a kindness max. And so I'm the type of person that, beyond what I look like, carries myself in a way that creates reciprocal like kindness and good energy in the world. And I hope that that doesn't come across as like hoo hoo ha ha, but rather is sincere. Like I am someone who is genuine, is kind, tries to be polite and gracious and all of the rest. And I get that back from the world. And I think that it includes what I look like, but it is also a result of my own ethics and morals and whatnot.
I think that